no day is ever the same. It's really, fun.
That's good.
And I feel, too, I get all these the tips, and we talk about Instagram, and the kids are just, well, the girls at least are so fascinated by the fact that I'm so into makeup, and we talk makeup between
that's
classes.
great.
It's really fun.
Well, I'm sure the girls can teach you and I a lot of things.
Hey ladies, welcome back to my Fierce Aging series. This is an incredible episode because I am doing something a little bit different. I'm using eyelid tape. And if you've been watching my YouTube videos, you know that I've been experimenting on my own eyes, and I have found the perfect tape that you cannot see. We do eyeshadow over it, and it's really incredible. So I'm featuring my guest today, Meg. She's 66 years old. She was a former criminal prosecutor and now is a teacher. Very interesting story. And she's also a breast cancer survivor. She went through a double mastectomy this year, and she's going to share a little bit about her journey today. I'm just really thrilled with how the makeup came out. It's a great alternative to you if you have hooded eyes, if you want to refresh your eyes, if you just want to do something that gives you a little bit more confidence. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let's get this beauty started.
Welcome back, ladies, to our Fierce Aging series. I'm very excited. We have Meg with us today. We have a lot to talk about, and I'm going to be using eye tape. I found this really great eye tape, and I think it's going to be a very big benefit for you if you're dealing with hooded eyes, if you're dealing with, just not loving what your eyes are looking. Maybe they look a little tired, and we're gonna experiment. We're gonna play around, which is really fun. I love bringing little tools like this out, and I'm going to just start prepping Meg's just her eyes with the roller ball, and then we're gonna go in with these bags are designer. That's the name of my silicone eye pads. They come in this little tin for you. And I felt that if we could start off with a positive mantra in the morning for our eyes, not look at them and think, oh wow, these terrible bags. Like we were just talking about how I don't sleep that much when I'm creating products for you, and I'm up all hours of the night. This is a really great way to get that moisturizer into your eyes and really kind of it's like a power surge. It has nowhere to go. They're 100% silicone. You can use them over and over and again. You just take care of them, wash them with warm water, just air dry them, make sure they're very dry before you close up the tin. But we're gonna do this first. I'm just using a little Estee Lauder Re-Nutrive eye serum. And what I like to do is I'll make it like a little mask. So I don't want it to be, I want it to be a little bit thicker. It doesn't have to be perfect. I go back in for the other eye, do another little pump, and then I'm gonna put it on this eye. And you get that coolness with the eye roller, right? Do you like that?
Oh, feels wonderful.
Then I just take off the little iPad here and I put it just like that. So we have that little thing off there. And you want to put them on. I always putting these on the wrong way, which is really kind of funny. You'll see a lot of people putting them backwards, but you want to have the thinnest part going into the inner eye, and then you have the thicker part coming out. So sometimes when we talk, they'll move around a little bit, but that's all right. Let me bring this down a little bit so it's not too high. Perfect. You feel good?
Good.
All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to clip back the hair just so it's out of the way. Okay, perfect. Now what I'm gonna do is, because Meg has talked about how she loves the rose lip balm, her lips are very, very dry, so I want to prep her lips now since she has told me that before we get into the makeup tutorial. So Meg, you're 66 years old, and it's really fascinating because you are, I think maybe you're our first criminal prosecutor. Now, would you say you're retired from that, or you just changed your career?
I still have my Florida bar license because it was so hard to get, but I would say I'm a recovering lawyer. And I sort of accidentally fell into school teaching and ended up loving it. It was like I'm sort of saving people instead of putting them in jail. I've taught some very difficult children over the years, and that were kind of, not even going to graduate. And that became my mantra, to try to help them do that. And I've had some amazing students and successes over the years. And it's just yeah, the big bucks, no big bucks, but I have found something that satisfies my heart. So
That's great. So did you find it to be, because you were a lawyer in the 80s, late 80s?
late 80s.
90s, and you said that it was harder to raise children because the kind of the workforce wasn't really pro women and taking time off, right?
It wasn't. There was, no job sharing. There were no better hours for women who had little children. And I had 3 children. Two were twins, so I had 3 under the age of 3. And I decided, I'm either going to raise them or a nanny's going to raise them. So I chose to raise them, and then just kind of accidentally fell into teaching, and it worked because it was the same schedule as they had. So it kind of worked. One of my kids even went to high school when I was there. I could keep an eye on him.
Oh, that's great. So
That
that's
was
really
great.
that's really a kind of a fun progression of, I mean, did you feel that you spent all this time going to law school and doing the bar and all of the things, and then did you feel like, wow, I spent a lot of time with this education and now I'm not really practicing what I went for? I mean, did you feel as a woman that you were just taking a different course and it was kind of like the path you wanted to, or did you feel like you were missing, like were you letting something go because you wanted to raise your children?
You put that so well. I had real conflict with that because, yes, I mean, I had big ideas, big goals. I wanted to work in Washington and get into politics and all these things. And then, having children really changed my life. And I don't think the conditions just weren't good for women, or maybe I couldn't find them where I lived in the South. But I do have lots of regrets, and I always look back. But the weird thing is, my learning of the law actually translates to the classroom. I teach English literature, and history, law, everything just blends into life stories, and it so I don't feel like I've wasted my time. I guess so.
That's good. That's good. I mean, that's something that I would think about where, you have a big career change.
Yes.
And, but you're finding a lot of satisfaction out of that.
Absolutely.
And did you see yourself retiring anytime soon from teaching?
I would like to in the next couple of years, but we'll see how it goes. My students always say, oh, no, you have to, I had some freshmen, and now I'm teaching seniors, and now the freshmen are saying, you have to stay until I'm a senior. So who knows how long it will
That's
be.
great. So that's great. So you're getting a lot out of the career change.
I am.
And probably
I love
more
it.
than you could have being a lawyer.
Oh, it's much more friendly. You interact with people all day instead of just stressful situations where, a law is all about handling problems. So
Right.
not that you don't encounter a lot of problems with being teaching. It's a very interesting, no day is ever the same. It's really, fun.
That's good.
And I feel, too, I get all these the tips, and we talk about Instagram, and the kids are just, well, the girls at least are so fascinated by the fact that I'm so into makeup, and we talk makeup
that's
between classes.
great.
It's really fun.
Well, I'm
so.
sure the girls can teach you and I a lot of things.
Oh, they are amazing. One day I came in and I was wearing these new earrings, and one of my students went, oh my God, I just saw those on TikTok.
Did you see them on TikTok?
No, I just have good taste.
It happened to be viral, and you just were like on
Exactly.
trend.
I was on trend.
That's so great. So now tell us about your journey through finding out about your breast cancer.
Oh, that was interesting. I was just into my new job teaching in South Florida, and found out I had breast cancer, and it was, stressful in that we didn't know what stage it was. It takes a long time to get all the testing back, but I was very lucky. I was only stage 1, but I decided to have a double mastectomy because I didn't want to ever have to encounter this again, and they had, it can always come back.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I just had reconstruction earlier this summer, and I am cleared to go exercise again. So I am feeling really good and very positive about the whole experience.
And how long was it for you from finding out, being diagnosed,
Yeah.
to getting the double mastectomy, going through all of the stages?
It was this past November, so from November up until now, so it's barely been a year.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah,
So you've done all of that within a year, and you
Yes.
feel really good.
I do. The only bad thing was I had to take a month off, so I wasn't with the students to, help
Oh
them.
yeah,
But
to recover.
I was there through, so Zoom, instant, messaging, things like that. So
Oh, that's great. What would be your message to women that are going through or just finding out that they're diagnosed?
stay calm. I think staying calm is really important because there's so many things that you have to research and find out. And I know if you have to have chemo, it's a whole different ballgame. I was very, very lucky not to have that. But I know that just be good to yourself, you know, don't try to do too many things, just focus on what you need to do. And hopefully you'll get through it with, you know, people were so kind. My students were so sweet. They brought me all sorts of presents and things to do while I was recovering. So it was really fun.
That's nice. You had a lot of support
Yes, I did.
from work and at home.
Yes, my husband was amazing.
That's great. That's good.
So
I'm going to take these off. They like to move around if we're more expressive. So usually
when I
we would.
laugh, they come off.
Yeah, it's true. When you're at home in the morning and you're having your coffee, you're not normally like making a ton of expressions and laughing and what have you, but they're really a nice way to, you'll see a difference with the hydration that you get if you just do regular eye cream and you don't put on the silicone pads and then you do it, you're like, wow, this is really, I mean, I've seen such a difference with prepping my eyes using the silicone pads. And I think they're just like a really nice tool for us. So I'm going to just make sure that we have, it's just worked in a little bit more. So what's really exciting is that before we do anything, because you know I normally would start off with my eye primer, we are going to go into these really nice double eyelid tapes. Now these are always a little scary because I've used them in the past and I haven't had success putting makeup on with them. Everybody always asks, can you wear makeup with them? I've always been very apprehensive to do that because I don't want to see the tape. You look down and you see the tape. But if you recently saw one of my videos, I wanted you to have options for lifting the face. And we worked with neck tape. I worked with different tape. I mean, it might not be just for me, but it could be for somebody that's watching that needs to lift up the jowls. So I show it to you on my face. I was showing you the lid tape. And this is so transparent, you cannot see it at all. And I had been experimenting, I left one on one of the eyes, not knowing it in the video. So I'm like, okay, this is where you would put it. And I'm like, well, wait a second. I'm like, I have one on. Oh my gosh, like I pulled it off. I'm like, let's just pretend that didn't happen. So you cannot see them. So I have been working with using makeup over these. And I'm going to see, usually when you use a cream product like our eye primer, and you have the tape, it's not going to translate very well because you have a cream over a tape and then you have your skin. So I have found doing just the eyeshadow itself, we can kind of get away with it. So we're going to try that today. I am going to start with Meg's right eye. We have more hooding on this side here where we see it coming down compared to her left eye. Again, this is very normal because our eyes are different, but I really would like to lift the eye a little bit so we see more of her lid and we can work on the eyeliner so it's not going to go over here. So what I have to do is I have to strategically place these and I'm going to just work with these little tweezers that come in the little package. I will link this below, the ones I found that really work. They're on Amazon. You get, how many did I say, 628 of these? I mean, you'll have these for the rest of your life. So what's neat about these is that they come in all these different sizes, like little ones, corner ones. Like you can really get quite creative when you're working with these.
Do they come with instructions?
They do come with instructions in the box. But what you want to do is where your eye is creasing is where we put the tape because it pushes the eye back. It pushes the skin back. So it's holding it in place, almost like a bra for your eyes, right?
Good analogy.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just take, you're not gonna be able to see super, super close, but the reason why I'm using these plastic ones is because the metal will kind of catch the end and then it lifts it up and then you can't get it back down. So I'm using, and you can just use your fingers if this was using it on yourself. But what I wanna do is, you're gonna see, if you close your eye, so you can see where the lid, it creases. So that's gonna be my first, that's where I'm gonna put my first one, right here on the lid. And it's quite sticky, as you can see. So that's gonna be my first one. Let's see if, we're gonna look and see if it's placed properly. I did pull back a little bit of the skin. I still have skin here that I want to kind of lift a little bit. So what I decided to do was, I went in with more of a, these are like so transparent, you're not gonna be able to see it, but it's almost like a half and it's this little slant. So I'm customizing this to really work with Meg's eyes. This is what you have. Everybody's different. You have to think about where the skin is folding, how you're going to push it back with just the placement of these little tapes. These are just really like little miracle workers. I think they're so great. I'm going to go right here, and hopefully this will pull back that little bit of that top. Now I see her lid all the way here, and I don't have that folding down over. So it's giving me enough.
You can't even feel them.
You can't feel them, right? We have lids pulled back just a little bit. What I love about these is that they are so light and transparent. Like, you don't put them on and think, oh gosh, I feel them all day. And what I really liked is when I looked down, I don't see them. So if you're at a dinner party or if you're at a luncheon or, you know, and you're like, oh, I can't look down because everybody's going to know I have tape on my eyes, you wouldn't be able to be able to see this. And I can say this because I wear it with my contacts. It's not like I can't see. You cannot see these. And it's just really a nice way to pull those lids back if you want to have that refreshed eye. You don't want to have surgery. It's not your thing. You can easily do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to prep the skin first with my Fiercely Smooth before we get going. Actually, you know what? Let's put on a little infused emulsion from La Mer. This is really nice. It just really works well with my Nikol Beauty products. I don't get pilling or anything. It's very nice and light. It's a really nice hydrator for the skin. And it just feels really just thin and moisturizing, not heavy, and where it feels like it hasn't soaked into the skin. Now I'm going to take our Fiercely Smooth. This is a really nice face primer. Just going to have everything go on nice and smooth. I'm going to just use the same foundation brush. I call it my flat foundation brush because it's flat, and I'm working out of our Essential Makeup Brush Kit. It's 10 brushes that are 100% vegan, super, super soft on your skin, and made for you not to feel overwhelmed. You don't need 1,000 brushes, you just need the right ones because they do the work for you. What I like to do is I'll concentrate on more of the T-zone area here and where I see a lot of texture, and I'll just apply it in a nice thin layer. I'm going to take our skinny brow pencil in, actually, yes, taupe, and I'm going to, Meg said that she gets her brows tinted because she doesn't really be able to see her hair. So what we'll do is we're just going to give a little bit more of that depth to her brows because the hair is really nicely tinted. We want to just kind of give that base of the skin, just giving it more, a little bit of structure, not making them darker, just making them more sculpted. I like the taupe, even though Meg has gray hair. I think that it's nice. I don't want to do gray brow for her. I'm following the hair color that she has. So again, there's nothing on her skin, so it might look unbalanced right now, but it's not, because we're going to work with the eyes. We're not going to do the eye primer like we normally do because we have the lid tape on. So I want to just kind of bring the eyes to life. We're going to do Rewrite the Rules. I think it's important to use a matte palette when you are working with the tape so you're not highlighting anything. We're going to, I do have two little brushes in the pack for you, the compact, that you can do if you're on the go. These are really kind of like emergency brushes, right? So they're not the ones that you're going to use all the time, but if you're on vacation, you forget your brushes like me, then you have these as your backup. So what I'm doing is I'm going in with the middle color for Rewrite the Rules. I'm going to take the eyeshadow blending brush because it's nice and light. It's going to give a nice wash of color. So I want to just be mindful of the fact that I'm trying to cheat the eye with a little eye lift, and I don't want to ruin it by putting on too much makeup that's not compatible with it. So we're going to just see if we do the middle color, and I'm going to concentrate on the lid. Again, it's going to be just a light wash because you know what I'm going to want to do is I want to concentrate on the eyeliner, the mascara. So that's what we're really wanting to pull out. I can go now in with the shadow brush. So it's going to pick up more product. I'm just doing the brow bone with the lightest color. So this is where your tools and application really come into play. This is really about technique. So this is why I'm using a brush that's going to pick up more product for the brow bone. I want to highlight this brow bone. We want to lift everything up. So this is why I'm doing this. So I have the nice matte bone color on the brow. The darkest color in the Rewrite the Rules with the short smudge brush. I gotta be really precise where I'm gonna be putting this darker color to define the eyes. We have this lid space now where we can do, I'm gonna just shadow this out. I'm going to use an eyeliner also, but I'm going to lift the eye. So you can see the base of the lash is where I am, and I'm coming straight up. So I don't have an extra fold here. So look down. I'm going to just concentrate right outside of this tape. So I don't need to go all the way up here. I just want to have that liner, look down, just right here at the very end. This is first going to be our powder liner, and then I'll go back with a darker color. Really want to just keep, want to lift this area here. Now I'm going to just take this across the whole lid. It's really nice and soft. This might be enough for you if you want to just do a liner like this. Don't worry about going outside of the lines. That's completely fine, and that's why we don't do any concealer, color corrector, BB cream before we do the eyes, because I want to be able to, okay, it's a little too far here. Oh, it dropped a little bit here. I take a Almay pad. They come in waterproof and regular. I'm just using oil. These are oil-free. They come with ones that will take off waterproof mascara, but I'm just taking this up just a tad because this is what I'm working on. Just a little bit that was there. I don't want to mix that with the concealer, the color corrector. Just right here, I'm going to lift it so it's not going outside. I'm going to take our waterproof eyeliner in charcoal. This is really nice and soft and smooth. So that's why I wanted to have this formulation for you, because you're not dragging across the lid, especially when we have the tape on there. You don't want to disturb a lot of things. This is going to always sharpen to a rounded tip. I have a special sharpener for you that is compatible with the formulation. So I know a lot of people have made their pencils so sharp and pointy. You won't get that with this. And you don't want to put a lot of pressure on this because it's going to come out really a nice strong color. So what I do is, you can see I'm just kind of etching, if you will, and I'm going just at the base. I'm following the line we already created. So look down, don't close. Okay, look down. And we're going right here, the base. I want to thicken up the lash line. I want to give her a really nice defined eye. Not too much. You can see I'm not taking up a lot of the lid space. Again, I want as much as possible, but I'm going in the lashes, right in the lashes. This is not tight lining. I'm just right in that lash line, filling in the spaces. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. I'll lift up, so right at that base. So this is really basically, everybody has a different definition of tight lining, but when you are in this lash line like this, you see, not underneath on that wet line, I'm in the lashes. So it's making it look like she has really a thicker lash line. So this is a perfect example of when it's right there at the end, the liner came down a little bit. A little trick that I like to do is I'll take a Q-tip, wrap it with my Almay pad so it just has enough of that on the Q-tip, and then I can take and be more precise right here. So I'm just getting that. I want to lift that a little bit there at the end. We're going to just see how it stops there. We're going to take this and make sure that it's tapered down so it doesn't look like it just stops. We are going to go in with our Volume Up mascara. Now Meg says that she doesn't really wear mascara, which is very surprising, but she said that she has very thin lashes. And we're gonna show her with our Volume Up mascara. I created this mascara for you because I know how frustrating it is to have thin lashes, not feel like, what's the point, that you don't really get to grab the lashes and have them be separated. So we're gonna have you look down, and what I do is, we're gonna go to the base of the lash, we're gonna wiggle back and forth at the base, and then we come up. Do you see how it grabs your actual lash, like a comb?
On the underside, sort of. Or...
Yep, we're underneath your lashes, right at the base. We're basically like front loading, and then I'm pulling up. So you can feel that it's grabbing all these lashes that you feel like are not really there. But what is really important about this is that we lifted your lids with the tape. We want these lashes to be as full, as long, as separated as possible. This is what's really important. If you're going to be using the tape, what are you concentrating on? So we pulled the extra skin back. We want to concentrate on that liner that you really don't feel like you can do or see because you have more of the hooded eye. And then we want to bring the lashes up with the mascara. So we want to separate them. You want them to be as much as they can be for the lashes you're working with. So you can see on Meg, we did the left eye. We're keeping the eye really clean. We did a little bit of that shadow. You can't see it over the tape. And then we have her right eye that doesn't have the mascara. We have mascara on the left eye, nothing here. So you can see the eyeliner's making a dramatic difference. We pulled, not crazy, we just want to lift the eye so it looks natural, but we get more lid space there for her. So we're going to do the same thing on the right eye. Some lashes.
You're really there.
We are going to go into complexion now. This is our Just Peachy. This is going to be a color corrector, a very big game changer for mature women and feeling like, oh, I put concealer on, but I still see muddy, or it's turning dark, or it turns like a different color, because you first have to color correct the blues, the grays, and it's not a ton of makeup, but it's going to make a dramatic difference for you because your concealer is going to look completely amazing. You're going to have that bright under eye area that you are been looking for. And this is a little twisty, so it twists from the bottom. This has shea butter in it, so it'll go on smooth, but you have to prep your eyes properly. So we did the eye serum, we put on these bags for designer, so now you're really nice and hydrated. And then what we do is, I'm going to start up at the top. We just see a little bit of those grays, a little bit of purple, if you will. Down your, yep, right there. I'm going to come up in this area here, just look up, and I'm going to come out and bring it down. Now this is, the application technique is going to be wherever you feel that you see, Meg said something about having pigmentation, that's something that she wants to work on. So if you have this pigmentation, you can, where the darkest spots are, you can just put a little Just Peachy. It's going to lighten them up, so you're going to get a more even complexion. I do this a lot on the sides of my face with the pigmentation that I have there. Same thing over on the right eye. I'm going to take my concealer brush and I'm going to work this into the skin. Again, it is a very light application of blending. I'm going to just work it. I don't want to move it all around. I want it to stay in this area here, look up, right up to that lash line, bringing it down. And then all of these others, I will just nicely work in, giving a little lift to that pigmentation. We are going to take our No Redness. This is going to cancel out red. It's a green color corrector. So when you have the red around your nose in the morning, like I do on your chin, we just want to, like, just all those little broken capillaries that we see. You can see there's just like one little guy right there. It's fine. Put a little bit right around here. And then I wanted to see if I saw any other redness. That's really where I see with the ladies, on the nose, around the nose, on the chin. Just taking the same concealer brush, and we're going to work this nice color corrector, neutralizing out that redness, just right around the nose and on the chin. I will go in with my creamy concealer in Fair. This is going to be nice because I've just color corrected, and if I see maybe a couple little areas here, I'm gonna work that up. So maybe just a little bit right here and right here. And this will really give me a nice, even tone underneath the eyes. We are going to take our BB cream. This is a really nice fragrance-free, just very light, even toned for your skin. You haven't tried BB cream yet, have you? This is really a great way to just get the complexion looking beautiful, but not look like you're wearing makeup or masked or feel like you have something heavy on your skin.
And does that have sunscreen?
This does not have sunscreen in it, no. This is going to be really a nice kind of burst of hydration for you. And then we're going to use the foundation buffing brush. So I used a pump and a half. I'll just swirl this so it's into the brush. It's evenly worked into the brush, if you will. And then that's exactly what I do is I buff it into the skin. So it's going to just really even out the tone. You're still going to see your skin through it, so it's not like you're masking it. But this is a formulation that I created that is a semi-matte. I didn't want it to be glossy, greasy, high shine, giving you all of these things that you feel like it just doesn't look right for our age group. And I wanted it to be like this very silky feel on the skin. And you can build it up if you want to, or depending on, maybe your skin's a little bit more dry. You really want to hydrate underneath, but using the right moisturizers or serums that are compatible. You don't want any pilling. So if you're using a very heavy moisturizer, you might run into that problem where basically you feel like you go like this and it's gonna pill off. Work your way. The La Mer infusion really works well because it's lightweight. It hydrates enough, but it doesn't add to this BB cream where you feel like, oh no, they're not working together. They're working against each other. Now what I'm going to do is, I call it my soft set. I'm going to take it's a new, just clean, eyeshadow blending brush and my Nikita Banana. This is a talc-free, gluten-free pressed powder. It's a brightening powder because you have that yellow. So we're always in that color correcting family. I'm just going to roll just thick like this. I don't want a lot, but I do want to set underneath the eyes. So what I do is I just go right underneath. I just get just enough that's going to set the color corrector, the Just Peachy, and the concealer. We're going to wait to put on the blush. We are going to be doing very beautiful lip. We're going to be using Confidence and Unapologetic. This is our lip liner, waterproof, gorgeous. I know Meg is trusting the process because she's doesn't usually wear a very dark color, but with the red blouse and with the beautiful gray hair, we were like, let's work this with the rewrite the rules. We kept the eyes really nice and neutral, really opening up the eye, really concentrating on the liner and the mascara. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just lightly trace out the lips. We are working with a little dehydration on the lips, which is fine. Meg says that this is really normal for her to have the dry lips and really trying to combat that. We are going to do a reverse application because the Confidence is going to be quite powerful. It's a beautiful, rich berry color. This is one of my signature colors that I love wearing because as I have gone gray, I need color. I need something to pop off my face. Wearing a neutral or nude all the time isn't going to give you that power, right? You're saying something when you do wear a darker color. We want to make it approachable though. I know that not everybody wants to wear red or thinks that they can wear red. We were just talking about how Nikol Beauty stands for not saying, I can't do that, I can't wear that. Anyone can wear anything. It depends on if you want to and if you like it on yourself. That's really what, I don't want to have someone saying, or any of the ladies that come on set, I can't wear that. You can wear it. It just depends. Is it right for you? Do you feel confident? Do you like it? That's where I really would rather you be than saying, oh, I can't do that. And you never even tried it, right? That's really important to me. So we're going to do Unapologetic. We're gonna take the Confidence, but before that, we're going to take the Manifest and Glow, and we're gonna put that on first. It almost like cuts it. We were talking about this analogy. So this would be, the Confidence would be like espresso, right? It's gonna be really powerful. It's gonna be really concentrated. If we first put on the Manifest and Glow, it's almost like a latte. We're just getting enough of that color. It's really beautiful, but we're just bringing it down a little bit because we're mixing it. So we've basically added the milk into having the espresso. Now, if you have a problem with fine lines around the lips, you can use our Crystal Clear Prior. It creates a border around your lips. So basically what you would do is, before you would put your lip liner on, you just put a little of the clear right where your lips are, your lip line. I'm doing it after, but I forgot to do it before, but it doesn't matter if that's what happens. Just go. Again, you don't have to worry that you're doing anything wrong. It's clear. So you're just creating that border. And it's just right above the lip line. You're not going to see it. We're going to start off with the Manifest and Glow. This is beautiful lip gloss that is going to, first, this is just a technique that I like to do. We're going to put this on first on the lips. You can wear this over any lipstick that you have. It's just a really beautiful, like little extra kind of pop to the lip. Now we're gonna take our dual brush. It's a concealer on one side with a cap, or you can pull out the other side and you have your lip brush. This makes it a lot easier when you're applying. You don't have to. For me, when I apply to my guests, it's much easier than taking the bullet to the lip. So what I'm gonna do is we're going to put this over the lips, and you're gonna see how we're getting that beautiful color, but it's not over the top for Meg. It's going to be really pretty. That gloss is cutting it, giving it more of that layering effect where you're not going to get too much of a punchy color. We have the lip gloss, the lipstick, and the lip liner on. Very wonderful combination for your mantras. Unapologetic, which is really a mantra for women that are mature, right? And then we have Confidence as the lipstick, and then Manifest and Glow. So it's all synergically working together, right? So if you're not really feeling it, you're going to be feeling it once you put on all your different names of your combinations. Now what I want to do is, let's warm up the skin a little bit. Meg's very fair, so we're going to do our Creme Brulee. This is a beautiful hybrid bronzer. I didn't want you to have something where you felt very intimidated. Again, makeup can be intimidating for you, especially with darker colors and things that you're not used to, but this is very approachable, talc-free, gluten-free, and it has shea butter in it also, and it gives you this like very just pretty, like illuminating, not over the top. I just swirl our blush brush in here. I see how much I pick up, not too much. And then what I'll do is, let's follow Meg's bone structure. So the top of her ear coming down, this is where I would place the bronzer. Now this is what I want to always teach you. So if you're like, wow, that's not really, oh, maybe I put a little too much. Let me blend it a little bit more and see where we are. Oh, okay, you know what? Go back with you have a little bit of BB cream still on your foundation buffing brush. So if you're like, you know what, let me just tone it down a little bit. I want that there, but this makes me feel a little bit better. That's what you can do. You don't have to start over. You don't have to take it off. You don't have to, get upset about what you're doing. You just have to work with it and see what really works for your skin color, your bone structure. It could be just an application, but I like to put it on like this and then go back because I feel like I'm layering a little bit, which is what I'm doing with the staying power. And then I'm going to take our St. Bart's Creamy Blush. I think this will be really pretty on the face, just very nice and light. Smile. And I'm going to put it, we'll start here and see where we go. Just work it in with your finger. It's very easy. You can use a brush too. I just think that it's very simple. Just give yourself a little bit of color. Again, something that's really important to do as a mature woman, especially when you maybe decided to go on your gray hair journey. It's a completely new palette for you. you can really just give a little bit of that color, mixing it in with the bronzer. It's not too much, just really looks nice and fresh. One thing I do want to add, since I can see the full look coming together, I'm going to go back with our charcoal waterproof eyeliner and just do the bottom to balance it out just a little bit. So you can see I'm just doing a quarter, just like that. I will take the short smudge brush, which is what I like to call my eraser, and then I will nicely smooth it down so it's tapered down. And you're gonna have a little bit left on this brush from us applying from the top. So you wanna make sure you're mindful of that you don't get too much of that powder underneath the eye. The last step I'm gonna do is just give you a little hydration with our rose. I just like to do it at the end. It just really just gives, I think it's more psychotropic when it comes to the, essential oils. Just keep your eyes closed. Doesn't it smell beautiful?
Smells amazing. Yes, I love it.
We're gonna give you the mirror so you can see how everything has turned out with the eyes, and just keep it very simple when you're ready.
The reveal. Wow. Oh, it's me, but better.
What do you think about the eyes? Do you see a difference?
I do. Oh my goodness. Really, the eyes are the most amazing part. Yes. It's like I've had plastic surgery almost. It's amazing.
And just a little bit where you don't feel like it looks like, oh, what happened to my eyes?
Exactly. No.
I think it's a small tweak that helps with feeling like you don't have a lot of lid space, but then you can create that lid space.
Yes. Oh, I love it. And you're right. These lips, just the right touch. Just not too much.
Because we did it
I don't feel overwhelmed by them at all.
Were you afraid when I said we'll do a red?
I was just a little thinking, oh, I feel not too old, but just maybe.
It's harsh.
Yeah,
if you feel like if you do a really bold lip and you're not used to it, but because you're wearing the red blouse and we cut it, we did the reverse way of applying the lipstick. So it gives you options with any color. So any bright color now, you can take the Manifest and Glow, put that on first, and then put on the lipstick, and you'll get a wash of color. So I'm so excited though that you were willing for me to put tape on and do some fun things, push you outside your comfort zone with the lip, and it looks beautiful because you're really getting that beautiful color.
Yes.
And it's not too much, but you're making a presence. You're not fading away.
Everything else is subtle, and then you have that little pop. It's really
and just
nice.
enough. So I hope, ladies, that you really learn from this episode with Meg, because there's so many options for you. And I'm teaching you the techniques. The real takeaway is that you have to practice, because if you're not practicing, of course, it's going to be harder. I have to practice myself. So these are just things to be able to get outside your comfort zone, feel confident, feel beautiful, and you're not wearing too much makeup. This is about being fresh. This is about being a mature woman that is taking up space, because that is what we are here to do. We are here to be seen. We're not here to say, well, I'm 66 and it's over for me. I don't need to do anything. No, you do, because it makes you feel confident and you walk into the world a different person. What advice at 66 would you give my audience?
Well, I think we're living in an era that's much more forgiving of older women. I think we're finally coming into our own space. I have a quick story to tell about my mother. My mother was 43 when she had me, so I was a late in life child. And my mother had naturally gray hair at that point because she went gray early and unfortunately was allergic to hair dye. So people would ask me, are you spending the summer with grandmother this year? You know, I was mortified because everybody thought my mother was my grandmother or some great aunt. And it just was, it made me feel uneasy for some reason. So when I started to go gray, and I thank Nikol for that, because it was during COVID and I was watching all her videos and I felt so inspired by you. So thank you so much. It was amazing. And when my gray started coming in, I was like, it's beautiful. Why didn't I think of this before? And you know what? My students even liked it. They were like, "Oh, what a cool color!" So, hey, you know, it's trendy too. And I think you just need to go out there and feel confident. And we don't have to be bottle blonde anymore. You know, we can be ourselves. So
I think that's a wonderful story. I think that's
funny.
Yeah, I think that's really.
She'd be very on trend now.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that your mother probably just owned it because, again, she was allergic
She
to the
had
dye.
to, yeah.
And she really didn't have a choice. And I think that's what's a really important takeaway is to do what makes you feel comfortable. If you don't want to go gray, you don't have to go gray. It's not part of the whole, you can dye it until you're 100. That's not part of what we're doing here. We're encouraging you to be who you want to be whatever that is, and to really show up fiercely. And that's why I always say, be bold, fierce, and unapologetic. There's nothing to apologize for. We're aging, it's natural, we all do it. It's not something we can avoid, so why not enjoy the journey? So ladies, thank you so much for being with me today and with Meg and showing you these different techniques. I'm really excited to hear in the comments if you're gonna try this, if you've tried eye tape, does it make you feel better? Until my next episode, I'll see you later.